Imagine for a moment that you are a being immersed in a vast field of energy, constantly exchanging with the universe around you. Every word you say, every thought you cultivate, has the power to shape that energy. Now think about the times you found yourself complaining, whether about the day's difficulties, life's frustrations, or even things beyond your control. But what truly happens when you complain? What stirs within you and around you? In this video, we'll discover how a simple habit can profoundly affect your energy field, and consequently your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Get ready to explore the invisible effects of complaining and learn how to shift into a higher, more harmonious state of energy. Complaining is such a common human behavior that we often no longer recognize it as a negative pattern, but instead see it as a natural form of expression. We've all found ourselves at some point complaining about something, whether it's the weather, people, politics, or even small daily frustrations. Yet, what is truly transpiring when we do this? What is complaining at its essence, and why does it hold such a powerful influence over us? Complaining arises from displeasure, from discomfort with what is, what appears before us. When we complain, we are, in a way, resisting the present moment, asserting that this shouldn't be happening, this isn't right, this harms me. And here lies the first crucial point. By complaining, you place yourself in opposition to the natural flow of life, to what is happening in the now. Resistance to reality creates an energetic friction, and this friction reverberates through your auric field. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus, millennia ago, taught us that the only constant is change, that the universe is in constant flow, and life is a perpetual movement. Each moment is unfolding, and we cannot fight against what is presenting itself. Yet complaining arises from this resistance. It is the reflection of a mind that does not accept the present as it is, that wishes to control the uncontrollable. The human mind and body are intertwined in a delicate web of energy and influence. Every thought, every emotion, every word we express reverberates through our bodies like ripples on a lake, affecting both our mental and physical health. And complaining, though it may seem like harmless venting, carries a dense energy, a vibration that slowly poisons the mind and body. When we complain, our minds become flooded with repetitive thoughts of dissatisfaction and negativity. Over time, this pattern begins to shape how we view the world. Neurologically, our brains adapt, forming neural networks that reinforce this state of criticism and complaint. Behavioral neuroscience expert Dr. Rick Hansen explains that the human brain has a negativity bias, tending to retain unpleasant experiences to protect us from future risks. However, by reinforcing the habit of complaining, we amplify this bias, creating a distorted perception of reality where negativity appears to dominate. By perpetuating this mindset, we trigger a cascade of chemical reactions in the body. Complaining activates the stress system. The amygdala, the brain region responsible for processing emotions, sends an alert signal to the body, releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. While cortisol is essential in emergency situations, its constant release, driven by chronic complaining, weakens the immune system, causes inflammation, and raises the risk of disease, and the body feels the impact. Studies show that high cortisol levels not only weaken the immune system, but also cause heart problems, hinder digestion, and increase feelings of fatigue. Those who complain constantly carry a psychological burden that physically manifests as muscle tension, chronic pain, and a sense of exhaustion. Every complaint is, in essence, an energetic and physical drain. In the mind, the habit of complaining becomes a vicious cycle of anxiety and sadness. Frequent complainers tend to feel more dissatisfied and unmotivated because their worldview, becomes clouded and limited. Positive psychology shows us that focusing on complaints hinders our ability to see solutions and opportunities. It's as if complaining puts gray lenses over our eyes, restricting our perception and making us prisoners of an impoverished reality. When we cultivate complaints, we feed the energies of fear, resistance, and separation. Hermetic tradition, in particular, teaches us that all is mind. Reality is shaped by our perception, our thoughts, emotions, and words. When you express a complaint, you emit a specific mental and emotional frequency, a vibrational wave that affects the energy field around you. This frequency, born from displeasure and dissatisfaction, doesn't just remain within the space between your words. It projects outward. As the great teacher Neville Goddard says in Feeling is the Secret, the feeling of lack is the real source of all limitation. When we complain, we are drawn to more of what we complain about. The energy field responds vibrationally, amplifying what we are emitting. Thus, complaining is not merely a verbal expression. It is an internal manifestation of resistance, a reflection of what the mind deems wrong. And in this process, the energy of dissatisfaction spreads, contaminating a person's energy field. Rather than flowing freely, this energy becomes stagnant, dense, and disorganized. In energetic terms, we are creating a blockage, an obstruction in the flow of life. Unlike a harmonious energy field, where energies flow freely and without resistance, the energy field of a habitual complainer is like a dam, where energy is held back, creating tension and discomfort. This is the cost of trying to control the uncontrollable. But what many don't realize is that in doing so, we are not only affecting our own energy field, we are also impacting the energy around us. Complaining is contagious, reverberating into the environment and onto the people with whom we interact, creating a web of collective dissatisfaction. In many spiritual traditions, like Buddhism and Taoism, acceptance of the present moment is viewed as the key to inner peace. Taoism especially teaches us that acting in accordance with the natural flow is essential for harmony, letting go of control. When we complain, we are in a way going against this flow, telling the universe that it is wrong, and this conflict generates suffering. In esoteric thought, it's believed that these areas of stagnant energy attract low vibration entities because complaints carry dense feelings of frustration, anger, and discontent, which resonate at frequencies similar to these entities. Thus, the act of complaining creates gaps in our energetic protection, opening doors for vibrations and forces that drain our vitality. It's as if each complaint opens small portals, allowing energies that intensify negativity to enter. And it's not only our energy field that's affected. The continuous practice of complaining interferes with our chakras, the energy centers that regulate the vital flow between the body and the energy field. Each chakra is responsible for a specific area of our lives. The root chakra deals with security, the heart chakra with love, the throat chakra with expression, and so on. When the habit of complaining takes hold, these centers become overloaded with dense energy and blockages, disrupting the energy flow throughout the body. Complaining frequently creates blockages mainly in the throat chakra, responsible for expression, and in the solar plexus chakra, where our personal power and self-confidence reside. The more we complain, the more these blockages weaken our protective field, distancing us from our essence. But the impact goes beyond just ourselves. Each of us energetically influences the environment around us. When we constantly complain, our aura emits low-frequency waves that affect people and the environment. Like stones thrown into a pond, these waves create a resonance that interferes with the energy of those nearby, especially in enclosed spaces. The room where we work, the home we live in, the environment where we interact with family. All these places absorb the energy of the words and thoughts circulating within them. Imagine for a moment that the universe is like a giant mirror, reflecting back everything you emit. Your words, thoughts, feelings, and above all, your vibration. Complaining, when it becomes a habit, creates a vibrational frequency of resistance and lack. When you focus on difficulties, problems, and what's missing, you are actually saying to the universe, "This is what I want to experience more of in my life." And by the law of attraction, the universe responds, bringing back more situations that resonate with that vibration of dissatisfaction. Imagine, for a moment, it's like a radio station. If you tune into that frequency, that's the frequency you'll hear. But how does this occur? According to Hermeticism, all is mind. Thought is the seed of reality. When you complain, you are planting a specific frequency in the universal mind. By complaining, you are imagining and giving life to a world where lack and discomfort prevail, attracting exactly those energies. What many don't realize is that complaining is a vicious cycle. The more you complain, the more you attract situations that fuel the desire to complain, creating a downward spiral of negativity. This cycle can affect all areas of life: health, relationships, opportunities, and even emotional state. It's like tuning a radio to a negative frequency. All the songs that play resonate with the vibration of complaint and dissatisfaction. When we understand that complaining attracts more reasons to complain, we can consciously shift our focus and vibration. Transforming the habit of complaining into gratitude, for instance, completely changes the frequency we emit. Gratitude, by its very nature, is an expansive energy, one of openness and acceptance that resonates with abundance and harmony. Eckhart Tolle, in The Power of Now, reminds us, acceptance of the present moment is the key to the end of suffering. In other words, when you stop resisting and complaining, when you accept the now as it is, you align with the universal flow, allowing a new reality to manifest. Acceptance dissolves the field of resistance created by complaints, and life begins to flow with greater ease and synchronicity. By transforming complaint into gratitude, your energy field recalibrates, vibrating at a higher frequency. This not only attracts more situations to be thankful for, but also strengthens your protective field, blocking the entry of low-frequency energies that might interfere with your peace. In this state, you become a magnet for more positive experiences aligned with your well-being. The transformation from complaint to gratitude is one of the most profound shifts we can make in our lives. At first, it may seem challenging, a struggle between the mind, accustomed to focusing on what's lacking, and the heart, which intuits a more abundant and harmonious reality. But in choosing gratitude, we are tuning into a higher frequency, a vibration that harmonizes our energy field, body, and mind. But how exactly can we transform complaints into gratitude? How can we break free from old habitual patterns? The answer lies in simple yet profound practices that invite us to redirect our attention to what is present, to what enriches us, rather than focusing on what's missing. To help you leave behind the habit of complaining, here are a few simple exercises that can literally transform your reality when done with sincere intent. Complaining is a conditioned reflex, an almost automatic response of body and mind. To interrupt this cycle, start by practicing the 3 breaths technique. Whenever you feel the urge to complain, stop for a moment, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. On the first breath, release any tension. On the second, bring your attention to the present moment. And on the third, silently express a phrase of gratitude, such as, "I am thankful to be here and to learn from this experience." This conscious Pause reduces the impact of automatic reactions, putting you back in control of your mind and vibration. Writing down what we're grateful for may initially seem like a trivial exercise, but the daily repetition of this practice has the power to change our perception and train our minds to seek the positive. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect and write down 3 things you're grateful for. This practice strengthens new neural pathways, shifting focus from complaint to acknowledgement. Over time, your mind naturally begins to seek the positive, even in challenging situations. Lastly, gratitude visualization is a practice that expands your energy and reinforces positive connections in your mind. When you wake up or before you go to sleep, close your eyes and visualize moments and people for whom you feel deep gratitude. Feel this energy grow in your chest and radiate throughout your body. Imagine this energy forming a field of light around you, nurturing and strengthening your aura. Over time, this practice consolidates a higher frequency in your energy field, attracting more reasons to feel grateful. Transforming complaint into gratitude is a healing process, a journey toward a higher state of consciousness. Each act of gratitude is a step away from the density of complaint and toward lightness and inner peace. Thus, gratitude becomes more than a practice. It becomes a constant vibration, a way of living that harmonizes and elevates your being. Complaining is more than an expression of dissatisfaction. It is a vibrational choice. Every word we speak is an energetic seed we plant in the universal field. If we sow complaints and dissatisfaction, we harvest more of the same. If we plant gratitude, we harvest abundance and peace. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. Transform your life by transforming your thoughts. Change begins now with the next word you choose to say. As Caddy said, the mind is relentless. What you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you believe becomes reality. May the words you speak today be a source of light, peace, and transformation for yourself and for all beings. Thank you for watching.